Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi video. And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Danmachi Gacha game that is not Danmachi Battle Chronicle. We are talking about the game that's being developed by Neowiz and Gree Entertainment. Unfortunately, we still don't have a name for it. So if you're expecting a name in this video, we don't have a name yet. So for now, we're still calling it the upcoming Danmachi Gacha game that is not Danmachi Battle Chronicle. I know it's a mouthful, but that's how it be. And of course, if you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about and you're wondering where this piece of information came from, well, to give you guys an idea, a couple of months ago, and to give you guys a TLDR, I should say, a couple of months ago in March, when Cross Historia was announced to be shutting down, they made an announcement saying that there was a new Danmachi Gacha game coming in the next year or so, basically, that was being developed by Neowiz and Gree Entertainment, and it was planned for worldwide distribution. Basically, this Gematsu article that you're seeing on your screens right now, as well as a Japanese news article, were the sources basically, and they've officially confirmed it as well through their own personal website, saying that we were developing this game. So this is happening. We still don't have a date on when it'll come out, but if it's like Battle Chronicle, it should be sometime next year, because there was a year between the announcement of Danmachi Battle Chronicle and then it being announced and given a release date basically. So there was like a year between the initial announcement and then the official release date and everything. So it'll take a while. I think we'll probably get some more pieces of information next year in regards to the name and all other details basically. But to give you guys an idea, development and global distribution will be handled by Neowiz, while Gree Entertainment will cooperate in planning, which makes sense because Gree has had 2 games worth of experiences when it comes to Danmachi. Obviously Cross Historia, and then of course Danmachi Memoria Freese, because Gree is the parent studio to WFS, right? So it makes sense to bring in Gree as a cooperative studio, basically a collaborative studio effectively, right? So there is that. But today in this video, you're probably wondering, Gail, what are you going to talk about then? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about some new pieces of information that I have gathered thanks to the investor relations report. We're doing it for this game as well, baby. Of course, you guys probably already know that I've done this for like K-Lab and Danmachi Battle Chronicle. We're doing it for this game as well. We're going to check out what we can get from their investor relations report, and then after that I want to look into Neowiz as a company. I haven't looked too deep into their works and the games that they have launched in the last couple of years, but I feel like it's a good time to talk about them because they have dropped a new game just recently and I want to see what it's all about. I might be making a video on that game for my second channel, More Gale, right? The link to it is in the description down below. But for now, I want to talk about it very superficially because a lot of people have been talking about Brown Dust 2 on Reddit, which is the new game. And I think we have to go over some of the points that they have made. Now, of course, if you guys want to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Gacha Game content. We will be covering everything on this channel, ranging from Memoria Freese, Battle Chronicle, to this upcoming Danmachi Gacha game that is not Battle Chronicle. And of course, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of the news and the details that we have garnered, and what are your worries, expectations? Are you guys gonna stick with Battle Chronicle? Are you guys gonna stick with Memoria Freeze until this new game comes out? Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, like I said, we'll start off with the details that we do know about this game. First and foremost, thanks to the Neowiz investor relations report. This is very easy to obtain, by the way. You just have to go to their website and actually just go to their investor section and scroll all the way down. It's very similar to the K-Lab report basically, where they're going over their financials and everything, basically just talking about how they're performing as a company. Of course, this is something that they need to sell to investors, and there's a reason why we get a lot of information about these games through these reports, because they have to sell what they're doing to the investors so that the investors will invest into the company basically, right? So it makes sense for them to do this sort of stuff basically, right? So let's continue on and let's check what they've done basically. So obviously they're talking about what they've done in the last year, what they've done, labor costs, variable costs, marketing costs, and stuff like that. Now this is what we want to take a look at, the new pipeline. So of course, Brown Dust 2 came out this month. This investor relations report, by the way, came out last month. I didn't even realize that they had an investor relations report. I thought they were just a small indie studio, and I didn't think they were like on the stock market or anything, and they didn't publicly reveal all their investor relations report, but they do apparently, and they actually have this given to all investors. So obviously it makes sense for us to be able to see this sort of stuff. But we have Brown Dust 2, Sanabi, Liza P, and so on and so forth. Now there's one thing here that's very interesting to me. There is also another popular Japanese IP based project as well, joint development with somebody else. No idea what this is, but it's not Danmachi, because if you look at the very bottom right here, Danmachi, or Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, IP based project, and it's set up for 2024. So it's officially confirmed that the game is coming out in 2024. There's no doubt about it, basically. Obviously, I know some people were like, maybe it'll come out in 2023. Nope, it's exactly like how Battle Chronicle was. Battle Chronicle announced the game launch in 2022 of January. This was like last year, basically. It was announced in Jan 2022 or something like that, and then they made the official announcement that the game was a thing, and they gave the game a name, Danmachi Battle Chronicle, when the 10th anniversary project was announced in Jan 2023. So there was a whole year between the original announcement to the actual announcement through the 10th anniversary project, right? Another thing to note is that it's not just scheduled for 2024, it's also scheduled to release on both PC and mobile right now, which is a bit surprising to me, considering if we take a look at this article, it says iOS and Android only. So I wonder if they decided to switch plans and give us a PC and mobile game, because their original game, Brown Dust 2, is only on mobile right now. So the fact that Danmachi is also getting a PC and mobile release is insane. I mean, I love the fact that both Danmachi games that are coming out, Battle Chronicle and this one, are going to be on PC. I think that is a fantastic decision, honestly, because you're just getting more of an audience. And on top of that, you're allowing players the ability to play either on the go or play at home. You're just getting a player base that is going to give you an increased play time as well, because you're going to see players playing both on mobile and then on their PCs when they're at home. So I think this is a fantastic decision. I'm very much excited about it now, and I love the fact that it's coming on both PC and mobile. It's really, really nice. Now, of course, they have said that this is a RPG, so I wonder what type of RPG it's going to be, because of course they have adventure RPG. This Liza P game is their Souls-like RPG, but it's only on PC and console. You have other RPGs, idle ARPGs and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to wait and see exactly what type of RPG it's going to be. I'm really considering the fact that they might end up being like a Danmemo 2, to be quite honest, but we'll have to wait and see. But this is the main piece of information we got, and the only piece of information we got. But I think it's so key to know stuff like this, because we can expect a higher quality game as well thanks to this, right? Because now that it's releasing on PC as well, and of course with the power of our mobile devices in this day and age, we have to be getting really, really, really good quality games, right? And of course, the fact that it's officially confirmed for 2024 as well, of course, they say that all conditions could be changed, which is absolutely fair, right? It's subject to change. But I think knowing the fact that this game is coming out in 2024 and it's on PC and mobile, I think it's very, very good. It's very good information, and I'm very excited about it, right? Now I want to talk about Neowiz as a company, because of course, you know, we've taken a look at what K-Lab and Aiming Inc. have done in the past, right? For Danmachi Battle Chronicle, we've seen Eminence in the Shadow, Bleach Brave Souls, and so on and so forth. And we've seen it in Battle Chronicle as well, right? We've seen how Battle Chronicle was made, and you could tell that it's a blend of like Bleach Brave Souls and Eminence in the Shadow. Anybody who's played both games could tell you that once they saw Battle Chronicle, right? And I think it's going to be the same thing here, basically, where you're going to be able to see what they've done in the past and then be able to like say like, okay, this is what we can expect from Danmachi as well, right? The new Danmachi Gacha game being made by these guys over here, Neowiz. So first and foremost, I would like to say that it's not going to be like Lies of P. As much as I would love to see like a Souls-like Danmachi game, it would be insane, by the way. I don't think we're gonna see a Lies of P-like game. Now, this game looks amazing, by the way. There is a demo available to play this game, and I've not experienced it yet, but I've seen other people play it, and it looks sick. It really does look sick. On the other hand, I have seen people talk about Brown Dust 2 on Reddit, in the Gacha Gaming Reddit, and I want to talk about what they've said in just a moment. From what I've seen, it looks really, really nice. If I take a look at what Brown Dust 2 is, right, in terms of like the look of the game, I'm gonna go to images and show you guys exactly how it looks like. But it looks like this sort of game. Basically, it's a strategy RPG, it seems like, and the design and the models and stuff, it's very similar to like an Octopath Traveler from my understanding. I mean, if you take a look at this, very Octopath Traveler-esque effectively. So it looks good. I wouldn't mind something like this for Danmachi as well, the chibi models and it looking like something like this. But like 2.5D-esque, a proper 2.5D game, not like a 2D game like Danmemo, but a 2.5D game I would be absolutely down for. However, there are some issues to take note of. Unfortunately, there are some issues to take note of. This came out an hour ago, and there have been multiple posts like this, so I would highly recommend going and checking out the Gacha Gaming Reddit, because there's a lot of posts about Brown Dust 2, because it didn't have the smoothest of launches, unfortunately. There was a pretty bad launch from what I heard. They were in maintenance even at the start of the server launch, and overall it's just been very, very rough. So I'm gonna read this Reddit post and just give you guys my reaction to it. I'm coming from a place of love, to be clear. I like this game. It's definitely one of the better games in the gacha world. Almost feels like playing a console quality RPG, which is really good, by the way. I think this is a good indication of how they are as a company when it comes to generating good quality games. Because one of the issues with Battle Chronicle is that a lot of people are a fan of the quality of the game, and I kind of expected it in a way. Is that I wasn't expecting like high quality 10 out of 10 beautiful design or anything, but it looks very generic, right? I think if Neowiz can nail the quality of the game, I think that's already gonna make it a high expected game from a lot of people, right? People are gonna have high expectations about the game immediately, right? So being a very different experience from some other gacha, it comes with a confusing amount of players who it comes with confusion among players, especially those who don't give it a chance. That was a very confusing line. Okay, some of the monetization and free currency decisions looks glaring at the first glance. That's not what I'm here for. As someone who has played the game for 4 days since release, I've seen some red flags in other departments. Time. And this post is an effort for the game to be on the right track in the future, hopefully. Okay, so this is all based on time, and I've been an advocate for always mobile games should be mobile games. They shouldn't take 6 years of your day, you know? They shouldn't be taking 6 years of your life, basically, or 6 hours of your day to basically do everything in the game that you should be doing on a daily basis, right? Like for example, Danmemo, if I wanted to do only my dailies, it would take me 15 minutes at most, 15-20 minutes at most to do my dailies and hop off the game, right? Same with games like Legends. Legends is probably half an hour, Dragon Ball Legends. FGO probably 15-20 minutes maybe at most if I want to do my dailies, if there are any dailies, you could say, right? And then of course, if you want to look at some other games as well, maybe like say for example Genshin or Honkai Star Rail, it's probably like half an hour, 45 minutes each, I would say, at most. That is if you're doing literally everything that you need to do in the game, and I think that's half an hour, 45 minutes each day. So it shouldn't be more than an hour at most. I'm giving the extra benefit of the doubt and saying, okay, maybe an hour extra, right? But even then, I feel like hour is a little bit of a stretch, to be honest. So let's look at what they say here. Number one, outrageous amount of daily quests / season pass quests. This has to be one of the most demanding season pass quest lists I've seen in a gacha. 9 days left, 14 levels to push, which is basically impossible. We've already heard devs were planning to extend the period to no surprise, but still, what's the math behind initial numbers? And the related daily quests are no joke either. Complete 15 in-game quests is 1 hour at least. Probably nobody does this one. Collecting 30 glitter finds, which you need to go through 10 maps for. And also familiar with the placement, capture 10 twin gluti, same, crafting 10 gears, consume 30 food, upgrade 30 times. Wow, that is like a weekly list. Yeah, he says, mind you, these are dailies, not weeklies. That is crazy. That is actually nuts, by the way. The PvP tickets. You get PvP currency by simply playing, winning, or losing same amount. It's one of the few ways to get a free new 5-star through recruitment tickets in the PvP exchange shop. But the ticket caps at 10 out of 10, and refill from 0 to 10 is 2.5 hours. So for a casual player who logs in once or twice a day, they get 10 to 20 tickets to play. And for hardcore players, they get as many as 60 to 80 a day. In an analogy, it's like HSR with 240 stamina a day, but somehow chooses a stamina cap of 30. Also, the pricing of the shop item is clearly balanced towards hardcore PvP players. So if you decide to log in 1 to 2 times a day, the shop might as well not exist. This one, I feel like, I mean, this is a weak argument. I mean, if you look at, say, for example, Danmemo, you can do at least 30 runs per day, right? I would say 30 runs per day in war games if you are very active, if not more, I would say maybe, right? You can do at least 30 to 35 runs per day. I feel like this is a little bit stretchy. I feel like this is a little bit of a stretch. I don't think this is as problematic as you may think it is. It depends on how long the PvP lasts. If the PvP is like 10 minutes per match, yeah, I mean, that point it's kind of like But if it's like a minute or 2 minutes per attempt, I don't think it's really a problem. Too many things are in a 2 to 3 hour cycle. Dispatch, recruitment refresh, PvP tickets, etc. all in a 2-hour cycle as a conscious decision. You can still enjoy the game playing casually, but it certainly leaves a bad taste. Knowing they can fix it very easily by following the industrial common standard, increase PvP ticket cap to 40, long dispatch with longer durations, better rewards, to name a few. But no, they want to put incentives on you to constantly log in. I think that's a fair point as well to make, that you can just increase everything, right? Make things longer and stuff. But I feel like it's, again, like you said, if you can enjoy it casually, I don't think it's necessarily a problem, to be quite honest. Okay, now this fourth point I think is a very important point, because this is what I think is very, very important. No clear way for free players to fully build a 5-star that they pulled. The game's difficulty has a steep curve. People are already gated at chapter 7, so min-max your team actually matters in this game. As others have already pointed out, the dupe scaling is crazy. Yeah, the dupe scaling I've heard is crazy. Like, you get 3.4 times damage or something stupid like that, from like +0 to +5 or something, basically. And this game is at a weird spot where 3 or 4 stars at +5 dupes are immensely better than your average 5-star at +0 or +1. That's very interesting. Top teams are consistent of mostly 4-star characters currently. I say all that to say this: there's no way to clear way to get +5 copies of any unit other than Gacha, which has a pity at 200, so 20 multis I would assume. Recruitment can only recruit each unit once, and then they'll never show up again. So there's a 4-copy gap that FTP or Lightspender has no clear way to bridge. As seen below, the major power spike is conveniently at +4, +5. So even with some great luck, you get to +2 or +3 with limited currency. It doesn't matter much. TLDR, Brown Dust 2 is asking for your major time investment, and for hardcore players, it's more than a job. I've seen players in Discord yesterday say he's already burnt out playing the game for only 3 days. I'm not gonna touch Crafting Hell or 200 pretty gacha system or lack of QL. I'm honestly okay with them, or expecting improvements later. But I feel the game is too aggressively asking for what's the most valuable to any gacha player or human being: time. Yeah, I think that's a fair point to make. Like, these things, like, I feel like some of these things are QOL things. I don't think it's very important. But like, for example, the daily quests and maybe you can maybe argue the PvP tickets thing. I feel like those are things I feel like is necessary to point out as that is affecting your time directly. The rest, I feel like QOL improvements, just overall, you know, playing the game over a period of time, I think those things are, you know, things that will improve. And the thing is, right, this is something that they're working on as well. They are communicating with the players, it seems like. So they're saying gacha currency reward from dailies and weeklies is going to happen. They're going to improve the server normalization and stability, because, of course, as I said, there were major server issues at the start of the game. And just generally, there's been other issues as well. But they're working on improvements. They're working on update plans. They're working on, you know, just things to improve as a whole, basically. So in all honesty, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how Brown Dust 2 improves, because what they do with Brown Dust 2 will also be a direct representation of what will happen with the Danmachi Neowiz Gacha game, of course, right? Even though there may be different teams, but the ideas and the ideology is going to be the same. I mean, we've seen it with like Battle Chronicle and how similar it is to Bleach Brave Souls and, of course, Eminence in the Shadow, right? When the ideology of the company is very similar, things end up being similar across games. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think though down below in the comments. Once again, appreciate all of y'all for tuning into this video. Of course, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.